talking in our previous segment, the role of a woman, especially in a family, is very big. And sometimes some of the things that women take up are not even accounted for and are often dismissed as you should be doing that already. Sometimes the contribution to your family, to your partnership, to your marriage seems less significant when it's way more simply because it may not be financial. We have put all of this, the respect goes to who is contributing financially, but all of the things that you contribute that cannot be accounted for, it becomes a problem when nobody is appreciating all of this. So for this segment, we're going to be talking specifically to the men. Okay, your family is going on very well, your job is okay, your wife seems to be okay, everything is flowing. There's food on the table, you have a clean house, healthy children. But now all of a sudden your wife seems a bit stressed. She's not herself. It's like a former shelf, an empty shelf of who she once was. She's sleeping more, she's not talking to you the way you want. Everything in the bedroom has gone to hell because she just doesn't seem like she wants to do anything anymore. And you should sit before you blame her, before you call her lazy and say, you should pick up after yourself, oh, you should do this and this and this. Maybe sit down and wonder, is it me? Am I the problem? Am I the drama in all of this? Because often, 9 times out of 10, when your wife is being a mess and acting a mess and looking like she is depressed, 9 times out of 10, it is you. It is your actions that are kind of determining how she reacts. Because imagine I put in my everything into this family, and then my husband is paying me zero attention. My husband is not coming home. My husband is not doing what he's supposed to be. And I don't want to leave this family. See, I'm working hard for this family. I want everything to go as it should. You kind of feel depressed, to be honest. So before you point a finger of blame to your partner, to your wife, ask yourself, could you be contributing to this, and how can you fix it?
I think another important thing to note is to just be aware of how much is on her plate. Because oftentimes, when someone has too much going on, they will end up having a little bit of, disassociation sometimes, even will be a little withdrawn, simply because you have so much going on and it's just an internal monologue of your tasks, responsibilities, all the things you need to get done by the end of the day. And that is absolutely normal. If you have like 50 million things you need to complete in this week, and then there's more stuff coming your way, you're obviously going to feel overwhelmed. And when you're overwhelmed, you will be a little recluse. And that is very, very normal. So please check on her. Like, what is on her to-do list? What can I do to elevate that responsibility or that weighing task upon her, on her back? Just try and be more helpful. If it's simple things like helping out in the household, be more helpful. Nowhere has it been written, cook, clean, take care of children, drop off. Nowhere was it written on the face of a woman that is all solely your responsibility. So you need to also take up more in terms of helping her out, just to elevate that task, that overwhelming burden on her shoulders.
Yeah, and it's all about just being appreciative and saying thank you for even everything that she does.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it makes absolutely no sense for you to offer your help when she's at the brink of breaking down. It makes no sense for you to get involved when she's at rock bottom, is when you're coming in to rescue everything. Can you do all of this before she gets where she's at? Yes, you have acknowledged the responsibilities that she's having. You have said thank you for how she contributes to the house, but you've also seen that all of this is too much work on one person. So you, being the husband, siuingilie tu kati and just be a decent human being and get involved more before she gets to where she gets, before she starts exhibiting symptoms of exhaustion, before she's being admitted to hospital, yet it's fatigue or she needs a drip, simply because you couldn't like rinse a cup. That makes absolutely no sense. Because you couldn't stay up, like you're raising you're not babysitting your children. You couldn't like stay up with the child one night. Would it have killed you? just leaving your wife to do everything while you sit back and take credit as the man of the house, and then when she looks like she's going to die is when you say, oh babe, how can I help? That's crazy, man.
I think there's a lot to be said about invisible labor. And invisible labor is the labor that doesn't necessarily feel like it adds value to the household simply because you can't monetize it. It's not a monetized activity. Cooking, cleaning, taking care of children, pick up, drop off, listening to all the children's problems, helping them out with homework, figuring out what they're wearing tomorrow, what did they eat? Did they eat? Are they sick? What are the teachers saying about PTA? Like, all that is invisible labor because you can't quantify it, and therefore it cannot be monetized. When there is no income addition because of the task that someone is doing, you often leave it to fall on the wayside and it doesn't feel that important. However, there's a thing called automation. Automation. Kama Apple wakiwa kwa building yao huko Silicon Valley walisema, wow, we know sometimes you forget to tell your baby hi, good morning baby, and so they decided to add a feature on the new OS to make sure that you can, it's like a schedule a message, because sometimes we know you're overwhelmed and you will forget to send that message. So now that you can remember that message, type it out and schedule it to be sent at a later time. If people who know these things somewhere in Silicon Valley are aware of it, why are you not aware of the fact that you can automate your life? You can help this person by reducing the workload. I do not believe that in this day and age there is a person somewhere who sits down and says, if a wife is putting clothes in the laundry machine, it's because she's lazy. Mwanamke ni kufua napi. You remember that idiotic MP who stood up in parliament and said, kitambo ulikuanga una value a woman based on how clean the nappies are. Akiosha napi anaanika nje ziko white. That is how you know a good woman. And you're looking at him like, are you daft? Like, is there a screw loose somewhere? Okay? Is there a screw loose? Because that sounds very archaic. In this day and age, you can automate everything, and therefore you can mechanize everything. If you enable this person, if you can afford it, get this person a dishwasher. Get this person a washing machine. Get this person a fridge. Get this person all the electronics that she needs.
Part-time nanny.
I think a part-time nanny is very, very important. That one is it goes without saying. I'm talking about other things of making it easier. For example, fine, she will cook for you, but if she has to cook every day, does it make a difference? If she can cook meal prep, alafu weke chakula yako kwa fridge, kazi ni kuchukua mnaweka kwa microwave na warm mbio mnakula mnaenda kwenye mnaenda. That is helpful. That can help someone plan out their day. If they know that I wake up in the morning, I have to meal prep, I finish meal prepping, put everything in the fridge. While I'm meal prepping, I can do my laundry, throw it in the washing machine. As that's going on, I am throwing the dishes in the dishwasher. If that's going on, I am also making sure that I am taking care of other things, A, B, C, D, E things. Like, you can take care of so many things in one go or at one go if you have the machines to help you out. So if you can't help someone with automation of their lives, if you can't help someone with all the devices that they need to just make sure that all their schedules are in check, an iPad somewhere or a tablet somewhere where they have their to-do list, and when you guys want something, it's added to that. You get, if your kids need pencils and pens, and there's a system in the house where I need pencils and pens, and zinaandikwa zinaongezwa kwa shopping list, they can do it off of their phone, you can do it off of your phone. This makes their lives easier because all they need to do is go back to the list and they're like, okay, so this one needs this and this, that one needs this and this. I can go ahead online, just shop for that stuff. Like, there's no reason why you need to do everything by hand so you can prove yourself as a woman. Absolutely not. So if you can't afford it, please help them out. If you can afford it, please get her that mama fua to come and do the laundry for you every week. You don't have to have someone bending down, breaking their back simply because that's what a woman is supposed to do. Makes absolutely no sense. If you can, I've seen people hiring chefs, You hire a chef to come and do your cooking, and they do your meal prep, they do all the cooking that you need for that week, and they disappear. And it's not that expensive. It can be done. So the most help you can give someone is helping them with devolving their activities. That can be very helpful.
Yeah, and also we're not saying that your only contribution or your biggest contribution is financial. It's good to be with a provider. A provider makes things easier. A provider makes motherhood. Money makes motherhood smoother. But we are also saying your responsibility as a husband,
Is to-
as a partner,
Yeah.
does not end at financial provision. Sometimes your wife just needs a hug. You're so overstimulated by kids. Let me tell you, this weekend I had like 2 kids in the house, and I was so overstimulated because there was just constant noise everywhere. Somebody was crying, somebody was asking for this, somebody needed this, and all I needed was just like 2 seconds to just relax. So when everything is so chaotic, your only contribution could be, let me just hug my wife. Your intimacy. How are you guys relating beyond the responsibilities of life, beyond taking care of the children, bills, finances, career, everything? How are you guys taking care of each other? Because if you neglect her emotionally when your intimacy is out of work, trust me, things are not working. She kind of gets depressed, because imagine you've not been hugged, nobody's even touching you. It's kind of sad.
It really is. And in the same beat of holding, there's also a lot that comes with listening. Like listening and actively listening. There's a difference between hearing someone and listening to them. Someone can be talking, you hear what they're saying, you can hear them. Anaongea sauti inasikika. But are you really listening? Are you actively listening to this person and paying attention to what they're saying? Are you actually taking notes of what she's saying? Because oftentimes you'll see like men going like, oh, I don't know what to get my wife for a gift. She's been telling you the whole year. I laughed the other day when I watched one of these podcasts on YouTube, and she was talking about how it was a Christmas gift situation. She bought her husband, a brand new phone, and the guy just got her like a nice brand phone, like a local brand phone, watch. And she really appreciated it. She really did. But the value didn't add up, the value didn't add up. And she decided, I've been telling this person what I want this whole year. They still had no clue what I wanted. So they got me this random thing just to fill in that present of the year. So ultimately what she decided is, from now on, I will be telling you exactly my list of the things that I would like for my gift for Christmas. But does it have to go that far? Like, can't you just listen? Women will always tell you what they want if you listen. If you're not just hearing them and you're listening, you will know exactly what someone wants. Actually this year I don't feel like I want something major. I just want to have a good quiet time. What does that mean? Get her a spa date. Peleke kapigo ko massage kakandwe. Maybe not by Steve, but by somebody else. There are so many massage parlors in this city. You can take her anywhere, or you can give her an Airbnb somewhere to go and relax for a weekend. Just take the children, take care of them. Just let her have her own time on her own. Akitaka kwenda kuona wazazi wake Geshagi, let her go. Aende aone, we baki na watoto, shughulika. Just be to her what you would want her to be for you. I think that's it. That's literally it.
Yeah. And also ask her how she would like to be helped. Because
True.
sometimes we think that we are coming through, we think we're doing all of this grand gestures for somebody, but it means absolutely nothing to them. So sit down and just listen. After you've listened, you're like, okay, babe, how can I be of help? How do you want me to do this for you? And not in like an incompetent manner where you're like, how do I boil spaghetti? Have you seen that video of that guy who says he's never cooked spaghetti, and he asks for every step? How much water do I put? Do I put half?
Are you seriously telling me you can't Google it?
And looking for the spaghetti in the fridge that was supposed to be boiled. Not in an incompetent way. Ask how you can be of service. How can I help you out? How can I make this easier for you? That's all we're asking.
Oh my God! And then there's the added factor of someone, like when you tell someone what to do for you, and then they force you to teach them how to do it. I'm like, you're not doing anything for me, because in that particular scenario, the one that you just described, it is exactly that. Yes, I'm doing this for you. See, you wanted me to cook for you.
Don't get mad at me for asking
But now I'm having to do literally everything. Do you know what I mean? And it becomes a situation where you're just like, you know what? Forget about it. Let me just do it myself.
weaponized incompetence. Don't be that dude. I hope you guys have learned something from this show, but that's all we have for you today. Let's go for the weekend. Bye.